Hi guys.
Hey guys,
Today we talked to Bobby Lewis.
about his music career as a producer and a performer.
So check it out. Let's roll.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
What happened?
I don't know. The computer was talking, and I'm doing pretty, doing pretty okay. Kind of a boring week because I'm here in New York while South by Southwest is happening.
Oh yeah.
Regardless of if I even have a project to bring to South by Southwest next year, I think I'm just gonna go.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it looks so fun. I always like to have my finger on the pulse as far as the new hot bands, and this is the first one in like 3 years. So
Yeah.
a lot of good bands.
So I have a question. I know you have a band and you perform with this other bands that you work for. Do you like producing or performing better?
To me, it's all kind of the same. I like having something to do with the foundation of a song. That's great, but really, the things that seem to matter in both aspects are like the parts of it that are down the road. Like, I've heard a lot of songs that have good bones, good songwriting, but then just weren't really done right, and I don't listen to them anymore. So to me, it is kind of all the same. Even though I didn't write all these songs on either of these albums that I just produced, I still take a sense of ownership in them. I really like performing though, live and otherwise.
Back on music production, how did you get into that?
Well, so there was one. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but I definitely. So I guess maybe my sophomore year in high school, so maybe 2006, 2005. I just decided I wanted to start setting up a studio in my basement. I didn't have a band at the time, and I wanted to do all of the legwork that I had to do, that I would want to do after I put a band together. So I did all the back, like my dad and mom bought me like an interface, and I started kind of just really crappily recording local bands. Like they said, hey, we record a demo for us for $5? I'm like, yeah, sure. It's about how much it was worth to do. And then I took a break from that in the hopes of performing. I mean, I produced all the stuff I did in college and my band in high school, but it was still mainly my stuff. And then as the pandemic began, or a little bit before it, the last version of Mustard Mind ceased to exist. And I didn't really know what to do, so I wanted to just delay the plan there as long as I could and work with some musicians that I knew. And Ben and Nikki were becoming really good friends of mine, and they joined like my pod for the beginning of the pandemic. You know how we weren't supposed to really go outside, the people that we see every day. Well, that I began going to their place every day, and would just I'm pretty good around Pro Tools. That's like the computer program we use to edit and mix and all that. And I have my tricks, so I just brought that to the primal sound of Bodega, the minimal primal sound that they had going. Like they would bring me songs that had like a basic beat and bass and vocals, and then we kind of just took it from there. Like I would maybe mess around with the lead guitar part, or I would just throw something weird on the vocals. And there were a lot of bridges that both of us hadn't crossed before and maybe didn't want to cross that we did. And I think what we made was cool. We were just open to each other's ideas, and it was like a year of working on it, but it all came together, and it was a fun process. And if I didn't have that album to work on during this pandemic, I would have gone nuts. Not that I didn't go nuts, but would have gone even nuttier.
But what was it like producing for Killer Chat? Hey, Sunny.
It was a very different process, although I guess you could say we started at the same phase. I don't know, actually some of the Bodega songs were really way before anything Kid LaChat was when they sent me. But David and Leo put so much work into these demos. Like there were dozens of synth tracks, dozens of guitar tracks, and they were great because they just let me cut whatever I wanted to. Like as someone that was new to the music, they were like really open-minded to letting me kind of decide the fate of these tracks. Like I changed arrangements. I got rid of so much of the work that they already did, but it's kind of, you can't get married to anything. These songs had so many other things, and I mean, I did add some stuff to a few of the songs, even when they were in demo phase, but a lot of it was just cutting and rearranging. Like one trick I really like to do is have a chorus in a song that doesn't have words, like at the end. I feel like that's an epic move. And yeah, so we did that on like The Others and Back to School. And then just like, you know, there was this one project we would always do in school in this composition class called like a seed project, where like teacher would go around and just like take the keyboard without even looking, like bop on it, do a bunch of things. He's like, all right, use that and make a song out of it. And that's really all you need. Like just the seed of an idea, you could sprout a song tree from.
So do you have any like top favorite songs from both like Hey Sunny and Broken Equipment, like your favorites?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What are they?
Well, I'll say this about Broken Equipment. I love a lot of the songs on it, but the best song, and I've said this a lot, but the best song from those sessions is not even released. I don't know if there is even a plan at this point.
Oh,
Why?
It just, I guess it didn't really fit like the
Aesthetic.
idea of the record. I don't know. There is definitely an aesthetic to it. They feel like maybe it didn't get all the way where it needs to go, but I think a few more edits than it would be. It'll come out one day. It's weird though, because the lyrics are in the, as you could see on my wall over there, I put I'll point it up. I put the LP up first time
cool.
on vinyl, but there's like an insert, a little zine that has like lyrics and stuff, and then there is one part where it is the lyrics to this song called "City Is Taken." That is, the lyrics are there without a title, and it's like almost like they act like it wasn't. I don't know. They act like it's just like, you know,
it never happened.
Art. Yeah, well, they act like it's abstract art there, but they are the lyrics to these songs. They will act like it happened. It's a great song. It goes back and forth between Ben and Nikki. It's like a really cool one about like the gentrification of New York, but like in a subtle way. As far as my favorite tracks that did make it, Doers on, I'll start with Broken Equipment. Doers, which is the lead single.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. That was kind of where we really began to get cooking. I love Throne. I love Territorial. And then I guess I like Counterintelligence Roleplay a lot too. They call it SERP now. Syrup. They call it Syrup.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long name. I guess they needed to save ink money. But that one was like kind of the basis of, well, I mean, like when I originally wanted to produce them, I'll just tell you the full story.
Okay.
Go ahead. We love story time.
So it was my 30th birthday. We were going to fish. I took some acid. I don't know. I went with my buddy Ben to fish. Like him and I were friends, but we weren't like, you know, thick as thieves as we are now. But I was just thinking about like, you know, my next project, what I'm going to do. And I'm like, well, it makes perfect sense. I kind of have these great ideas for this band. I want to produce them. And then like, we talked a little bit about it. They were like more into doing it themselves at first. And then as things progressed, we started working together more on it. One of the things that I wanted to do though was like, there's this idea of aux vocals, like not backing vocals per se, but like vocals in a song that are like kind of like an instrument. And I really want to do it with Nikki because I kind of feel like on the songs that she's not the lead singer, she's kind of like this aux member that could do anything. And we just began experimenting with like her doing different breaths and her like saying different things. And if you listen to this song, like you're hearing like it's very much like, have you ever listened to Tune Yards?
No.
TUNE Yards, one of my favorite groups, really. They actually scored the entire movie of Sorry to Bother You, if you ever saw that.
Oh yeah, I did see that movie.
And that one is instrumental in that the only vocals are like this aux vox style. But yeah, we did a lot of that on, I guess, the whole record. But really, that's the song where it went super crazy. Like in this apartment, Nikki just came and recorded, and like you hear one scene where like the audience cheers or whatever, and it's all just her cheering and all. I don't know. So I really like all the intricacies of that song a lot. As far as my favorites on the Kid La Chat record, and that's how I say it, Kid La Chat. I know it's Kid La Shah, but I confused.
Kid La Chat too.
Yeah, I think David does now too. Perhaps even Leo. I love the others. That's my go-to track.
That was my favorite too.
Yeah, like that one has that great sort of instrumental chorus at the end. Oh, but my favorites are, I guess, that one, Laying Low, and I Want to Be Your Zero, like the low-key ones. I really just think they're all like, they tug the heartstrings. What can I say? But there are like other songs that are way bigger and louder that are great too. I don't know. Those are my favorites though.
Yeah.
Back to School's fun, although we didn't play it the other
My
night.
favorite's Hitman. I always say that. Always fight for that song.
I love Hitman, and I'm actually singing on the recorded version too.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah, just doing the backing vocals on the chorus. I had like this idea that we didn't really have the time to fuck around with in the studio. And David and I had been like smoking cigarettes at the studio a lot because we get so much time. And so I needed like a few days to like let that mellow, like let my voice heal, whatever, and do the falsettos. So that became the plan on that one. You can't even tell it's me, which is kind of the goal.
But you're there. You're there.
Yeah, I'm always there.
Always. But now that you say on the Bodega album, you wanted to use her voice as an instrument. You remind me. I don't know if you listen to Lana Del Rey.
A little bit. My best musical friend, like he loves music and he honestly listens to more music than I do, and I listen to a lot. But he's such a huge fan. I'm not in love with it.
Lana
But what are you talking about? I don't know.
No. Not that Lana.
It's over. We're gone.
I have to be in love with it.
No,
You have to.
Good.
Just for right now. But she has this song, I'll send it to you, where it's literally her screaming, and she uses that as an instrumental.
That's cool. Do you ever listen to? Cool. Okay. Do you ever listen to Halsey?
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, the newest record.
I did listen to it.
Produced by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross from Nine Inch Nails. Like the production on it is really like, I didn't listen to Halsey before because I read an interview where she was talking about like what Trent Reznor was saying to her, and he just is like, yeah, your other music is designed not to be paid attention to, and that's probably true. Like, have it playing, whatever. So this one like has all these little like intricate things going on that are so brilliant, and I brought it up because there's this one song called Lilith. Yeah, that's my favorite. Lilith by Halsey. And there's this one part. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to play it even though I don't know what the quality is. You hear that one? I've been corrupted. And then you can tell that they cut it right there and made it sound like it was some sort of corrupted file on the computer.
Yeah.
And probably
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like probably just using her voice and like adding like a stutter effect.
And playing with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant idea, but it does do that sort of thing as even though that is the lead vocal track, like using vocals in an abnormal way. I love doing that.
I love that because it brings a different element to like a regular song, like using your voice. It can be it's an instrument. It's an instrument. You can use it in different ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely recommend listening to Tune Yards too. I mean, the way that's done, it's like the greatest singer of all time.
We'll check them out after this.
Oh, you should.
What are your thoughts on like industry plants and like nepotism babies kind of like being like the front of the music industry these days?
All right. I guess I could say whatever. Well, I'll say this. I think it's there's one nepotism baby like you mentioned. Well, firstly, if you're given a chance in music and you nail it, that's great. It's not all just nepotism. It's not like it's like the CEO's kid going to the studio getting auto-tuned typically. Or if it is, then I guess I don't appreciate it as much. But like there's this one New York band they're like a post-punk sound, and they sound like they're from New York in a good way. They're young, but the worst thing about them is that they are these nepotism babies. Your word, not mine. But and that's fine. I mean, if you get people listening to music, that's fine. But it's gonna hurt them if they like. Some people want to see a band cut their teeth a little bit. Like if these guys are the real deal, they'll still be able to play these small shows and like learn the way it is. Like play. I don't think paying dues is 100% necessary, but when toughness is a part of your music, I think it is. Like that was an idea that came up a lot during the bodega sessions. Tough sounding music, like that was it needed to sound tough, even if it was like a ballad. There needs to be a tough element to it. And while I think that a lot of music I make on my own maybe doesn't fall into that box, I really appreciate it when it does. If something's really actually tough and not and authentic.
Okay. So talking about shows, what do you think about people recording at shows and like having their
phone out the entire time,
like this?
If you're paying attention to the show, that's already more than a lot of people do. I think people can enjoy the shows however they want, but I work a lot of shows. I'm a sound guy in the city, and a lot of shows, like, people just come for the hang and they don't even pay attention to what's going on stage. I'll also say that during the pandemic, when I was at my lowest low and I missed music so much, watching those videos, I posted all of them to my Instagram, like even just like the 5-second snippets of a Mitski concert or whatever, just like putting myself back in there for a second and remembering what it's like to be at a concert. It's so easy to be jaded about that already, with shows being back. But like, I mean, when they were gone, that was like
that saved your life.
It's like I was eating it up. I loved it. It was like something that really helped my mental health. Then people can do whatever they want, and I don't. As long as they're paying attention, I don't care. Mitski's hand.
Oh, you love right Mitski. There. We love
Dude, I followed the South leg of her tour.
Yeah, this was another acid trip. I don't know if I love this tattoo, but it was kind of like I got really obsessed with that song after I saw it at a festival, and it was really beautiful. But that was and I love Mitski's music, but that was kind of a different phase because she was playing bass still.
And, I kind of miss that.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like she doesn't like music anymore. She doesn't want to perform. Like,
wasn't she gonna retire from music, and then she had to do like one more album from the record company? They're like, come on.
She just said she was taking a break, and she did. But yeah, new Mitski sounds great. I just miss knowing that it felt authentic. Now it's like dance moves, and it feels a little less authentic.
Yeah.
But
that's what I felt from. We did a reaction for her last album too, and that's what I told Lennon. Through
the music, when you're listening to the music on your computer or whatever, I think it sounds great.
Yeah.
It's for the live show that I just like. One thing that I notice people do that I feel like is a great trick is like fooling. Like if you're singing a song, you got to fool yourself into like being exactly where you were when you wrote those words. So like you can mean what you're saying on stage. Like so many bands, so many songs I've been in, I've felt different about that. I felt like I was just kind of singing the words like they were notes on a page instead of
feeling it. Yeah.
Expressing emotion.
Yep.
That comes with it. Yeah.
Mitski is great at being expressive with her voice.
100%. But I agree with the instrument thing because I saw her back in like 2018. She opened for Lord and she was playing like the instruments, and like then I saw 3 of the new shows and she just doing like the dances. It's emotional in like a different way. but I kind of miss like the grunginess of her old stuff, you know?
I agree. But
When she
some
would
of her
scream
songs-
into the guitar.
Yeah. Oh, when she screams into the guitar, it's over.
yeah, that stuff exists online, I guess, but
Yeah. And our memories too.
in our memories and our hearts.
And
You will be missed, Mitski. But I brought Mitski because she made this whole tweet thread talking about people with phones at her show.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if I'm like checking the score of the game on my phone. Like, I guess you can check the score, but if you're like, I don't know, looking at Twitter, or honestly, everything I'm saying, I'm still like fine with. Have your phones out.
yeah.
Record this a momentous event like it is a momentous event, and not just a tour date. It's the big gig. It's how you're spending your night. I say record it. I mean, it's supposed to be a big event. When Mitski goes to the microphone and starts singing, everyone shuts up, and filming it is great. You think that like people wouldn't have filmed Moses parting the Red Sea? Like this big thing's happening. Like everyone's like, oh shit.
Let's
Let's
record
put
it.
this on film. Yeah, I want to watch this later. I was here and I have the possibility of doing it. If people are paying attention to the show, I think that's a blessing.
Again. I just found I don't know, I found this under my bed. It's a cutout of
Oh,
Kendall
I remember
Roy
when you cut that out.
with the
When we went to
Mitski
go see
album.
Mitski, she had that on her shirt.
What do you think about songs being made specifically to be a trend on TikTok?
Oh, I mean, I'm addicted to watching zits get popped on TikTok.
Ooh.
That's all I do.
We don't
That's all
judge
you
in
watch
here,
on there?
Lennon.
Dr.
We don't
Pimple
judge
Popper.
in here.
I'm a judger. I judge. Pimples.
And I hate TikTok, but I'll sometimes watch like the quarter pusher videos, like that game where you put a quarter in and
Oh,
like
yeah. And it goes,
Yeah. There's these people that do live videos of them taking pearls out of oysters.
yeah,
oh,
that's nice.
and they
too.
pop it, and it's like, oh, it's so
I'm
satisfying.
addicted to those.
It's the same as zits. What do you mean? Songs need gimmicks,
Mm.
It's like a word that some musicians wouldn't want to put with the song, but if a song has a selling point, like, what's an example of a song that was made for TikTok? Oh,
Say
no.
so.
No. Okay, writing a dance to a TikTok is fine. I mean, I also know, like, Dr. Dog, a great band that I love. The drummer actually just played on 5 songs that I'll eventually release as probably my next band or whatever. I don't know. But I love this
That's
band,
cool.
and I know that their song "Where'd All the Time Go" was like a TikTok trend for a minute.
Yeah.
Like these songs have hooks, songs have choruses. They
Oh,
don't.
my God.
There's not like a line that you're crossing until it's like, all right, this song. Actually, I'll tell you who crossed the line for me.
I found a bad TikTok song. Listen, this is such a TikTok song. Wait, my volume's down.
What song?
The emo girl song.
I was seeing MGMT at Panorama Festival, and there was one portion of the song, or I don't even know what song, but where in their performance they had somebody on the screens like playing Candy Crush backstage, like, and it wasn't like a Candy Crush, like you could tell it's Candy Crush, like the logo's there, just the whole song was somebody playing Candy Crush. And this app, which this is now an advertisement for, found its way into their music or into their show, and I really think that that's the line when you're selling it out. That said, that line is different when like you talk about of Montreal, let's go out back tonight, like that. That was them getting their music picked up for licensing. And they were able to sustain a career off it. I just don't like when advertising finds its way into the music. But that's rarer than music finding its way into advertising.
We wanted to know, are we going to see more of like Mustard Mind? Talk a bit about that.
Oh, well, I think Mustard Mind is going to cease to exist.
Oh,
but
R.I.P.
But well, maybe. I mean, here's the thing. Well, no. I think I should start a new project. Like I told you, I have these songs that are recorded, mixed, mastered. I could call them Mustard Mind. I was the only member that stayed in Mustard Mind. But I don't want to. I want to start a new thing. I want to have band members, even if they're not on this little EP. I want to have like real collaborators for it. Depends. I mean, like I kind of was putting it off, like I said, during the Bodega recordings and Kid the Chat, and then it was like, oh, I got to do the Kid the Chat performance stuff. But Mustard Mind, I mean, I felt like one of the reasons I wanted to keep Mustard Mind, originally it was because I want to play those songs. But, you know, now I don't really, like, those songs don't mean as much to me as they did at the time. I don't want to teach them to new musicians again. I also have this giant light I made of the Mustard Mind logo, and I love that. And it's sad that I won't use that, but that's not really a big thing. I have new music. I want it to be the beginning of something, not the end of something. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to put the band together the same way. Like, I'm going to find people that I trust already. It's not just going to be whoever from around the community. I mean, I still write music. It's my, I mean, I think that that's the best thing I do. But I think there'll be a new project name. I don't know what it is. Every name that I have, all my friends tell me suck.
Okay, you have a question, Lennon. The hard question.
Oh, we have. Do you want the hardest question that we have? Are you ready? Okay. No, you're actually not ready. You might need to like.
Okay. All right. Help me get ready.
Just breathe, okay? Drink something. Here we go. It's big. Big question. Okay. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue?
That's the question?
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
I knew you were trouble when you walked in. I mean, my brother loves.
Wait, why not that one? Remember the Go edits they used to make with that? Where they go,
they were funny. Yeah.
I don't really pay attention to that side. I listen to the albums. I think a lot of the melodies for me are like not that cool anymore. Although I feel like she had some classics as far as pop music go, but I could never. I don't know. Maybe
think about what you're gonna say before you say it.
I am, but I know that that's my favorite song. It's a great hook, but it's just like it's like a 1-5-2-6 or a 1-5-6-4 progression. Like I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Like a lot of pop music uses that.
Do you think it's interesting how she's like doing her own versions of her old albums?
Well, it's definitely interesting. It's a real shame that she had to. I feel like that's the sort of thing that would really. I mean, I guess she's making money off it, so it's not like it's a waste of time. But that's the sort of thing that feels really grueling to me. But Eric Slick, the drummer from Dr. Dog, actually played on one of the albums or one of the songs, the new version, the Taylor version, which is very cool for him.
Cool.
I just I guess I don't appreciate her songwriting as much as even other songwriters do. I think that when I'm hearing a song, I need like a little bit of stank on it. And what I mean by that is like there's this Radiohead song. I mean, they released it on their last album, but it's been around for like over 20 years at this point, and they're just going C, E minor, or no, it's C.
Wait, which song is it?
It's called True Love Waits. It goes C,
yeah, I love that song.
E minor, A minor, you know, regular chords, and then it goes to a A flat sharp 9. Like that sort of jump from the key that it was in to a new sound is the kind of thing I like require in my music. There needs to be something that like we talked about earlier, a selling point that's strong in the underlying music. Like it's really the big question nowadays is what does a fan do to support the bands that they like? I mean, I like a song. What do I do? It's not really giving them money just to stream their shit over and over again. I mean, if I like a band, I gotta go see a show, I guess. I gotta listen to their whole discography. I don't know. It's like, it's really hard to help. It's really hard to help as a fan nowadays. So, hearing the new music used to require buying the album.
Yeah.
You know, so you'd be giving them money whether or not you like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now it's not like that, so they lost a lot of money in that way.
Well,
you stream it and that's in.
No, because streams, they make way less money.
Yeah,
Streams are like part of a penny. You know what I mean? Not even a cent.
Spotify could save the music industry if they wanted. They just don't really want to. Yeah, I just produced this album, Broken Equipment by Bodega, that's out. I just produced this album, Hey Sunny by Kid Lachette, that's out. Follow me on things, I guess. My new website's bobbylewis.nyc. I also put on a show every month in Mercury Lounge. And I'm putting a new band together. So just follow me.
Well, thank you, Bobby, for joining us today on
Thank you so
Hazy
much.
Views.
That was so fun.
Yeah, I had a great time talking about all the stuff.
All the stuff.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's
No,
not
we
everybody
appreciate
who are
you.
actually interested in what I have to say.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to us ramble.
My pleasure. Have a good one.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
Have fun. Bye.